Okay, welcome to another Uncle Steve and Nephew Michael broadcast. We're going to talk today about Rome.
The Roman Empire.
Lasted over 1,000 years and the most studied and advanced civilization that we know of on Earth.
Yeah, very civilized
Very
first time.
civilized. What Rome did and accomplished was it was facing with barbarians to the east, west, north, and south, and it created a city and then an empire out of one city, which was on a trading route
Yeah.
for that part of the world. And they brought sciences and they brought the mathematics, astrology, the rest of it into our civilization. Now, what I think is that God just put his little finger in there and stirred it a little bit and started Rome off on its way.
I really like the story. Well, I think it's an interesting story. The story of Rhea, Silvia, and Mars.
Yes.
How they both get together. They have two twins. Unfortunately, it's over rape, I suppose. Sucks,
Yes.
but Rhea Silvia has twins, Romulus and Remus, and then they become traditionally the story as the founders of Rome.
The founders of Rome, the statues are there. Every smoke usually has fire somewhere. And part of that is, I'm sure, true.
Mm-hmm.
But what part is true and what part is fiction?
Well, it is traditionally,
Yes,
it's traditionally the founding story of Rome.
The founding story of Rome.
Rhea, Silvia, Romulus, and Remus, Silvia.
Romulus and Remus.
So, what do you think about the Colosseum? That's pretty interesting.
The
History of
Colosseum. Well, they didn't have much. They didn't have TV or anything during those days, so the only way they had to entertain
No
themselves,
TV, no radio.
no radio, no nothing. It was word of mouth, and the Colosseum was where the emperor, leader after leader, put money in, built the Colosseum, and they had the gladiators do their thing.
Yeah, gladiators, and also they brought all kinds of exotic
All
animals.
kind of from the four corners of the empire.
Yeah, I was watching a thing
Yes.
where they brought in giraffes.
Yes.
Anything and everything that was domestic that Romans had never seen before, that they considered as monsters at its time.
Yes, and Rome proper was the center of Rome, the Roman Empire. So they were exposed to all aspects of reality during their time of what was out there.
Yeah.
Tigers and lions and bears.
Yeah, bears,
Oh,
tigers,
yes.
lions, yeah. Sometimes they had more than one type of animal in there at one time, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and then the
They
gladiators
even
killed
did
them all.
a naval battle
Yeah.
inside the Colosseum. They flooded it for a while.
Wow.
Weeks at a time.
So a lot of people filled the Colosseums all the time for that time and age. That was
Yes.
that was like their wrestling, their football, their baseball. That was it, right?
That was it.
That was everything.
That
right
was
there.
everything.
Wow.
You went there, took a seat, and they even had people like bring food, and there was places to relieve yourself. So that was the place to go.
So Rome had plumbing, bathrooms, heated floors,
Yes.
hot tubs made of stone.
Yes.
Uh,
Long before.
education.
And that was lost for a long time. Once Rome fell, the bath was lost for a long time before it was reinvented. So how many other things were reinvented after the fall of Rome? Because they were the civilized nation of the world. They brought all the sciences with them.
Yeah.
And when Rome fell, so did all their knowledge. All their knowledge.
So yeah, a lot of drugs at the time.
Yes.
Right? A lot of opium laced, and opium laced and poppy laced alcohol.
Yes.
Was traditionally everywhere in Rome.
Right.
And then I was watching a thing where they were talking about psychedelics, how the Roman soldiers would take psychedelic honey.
Yes.
Because the bees would take the psychedelic pollen from a certain plant and had those properties to it, and they would eat that.
The Roman soldier was signed up for 20 years. After a period of 20 years, he was given land, which was money because you could farm it and produce from it. But the average age of what somebody lived was like 24 years old at the time. It's just progressed a long way since then, but
Yeah.
that it was your life,
Mm.
lifelong ambitions, and the drugs. They're still here today.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes,
Yeah, still today's society is always going to have drugs.
sure.
All right.
Something to relieve ourselves from the pain and agony of day to day
Yeah, true.
working.
Okay, emperors revered as gods themselves.
Ah,
Real thing. And Roman Empire wasn't the only empire in the world to ever think it that way. Where they had
No.
plenty of other empires that say, okay, that emperor is a god.
yes, Egypt.
Right.
Egypt believed that.
Japan,
Descendants of gods, Japan.
China, and
But that's where you cross the line with the real God. Is the first commandment. I am the Lord thy God, there shall be no false gods before me.
yeah.
And Rome fell, but why did it fall? Because corruption in the Senate and loss of morals and moral attitude, among a lot of other things too. But when you cross God, then you pay the price. You can't get away from that. This is God's creation. And Rome stood for a long time. It was the Eastern Empire, the Western Empire, Rome proper. Rome started off with 3 legions. Rome originally started off with 1 legion, which stood in defense of Rome. Then they expanded to 3, 1 to the east, 1 to the west, and 1 Rome proper. And then they extended, they had